Have you ever felt like your mind works on a completely different level than most people around you? In this video, I'm revealing the 4 real signs you have high IQ, plus the 3 powerful ways to actually use it so your intelligence doesn't go to waste. Stick around, this one might change how you see yourself. The first sign is your intense curiosity. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stayed up until 3 a.m. because one random idea or fact completely hooked you? You started with a simple question and suddenly you're reading articles, watching documentaries, and falling down rabbit holes that have nothing to do with your job or daily life. That restless, almost insatiable hunger to understand why things work the way they do is one of the clearest signs of high intelligence I've ever seen. High IQ minds don't just learn, they feel a deep, genuine excitement about discovery. It's not forced studying for school or work. It's that inner drive that makes you pick up a book for fun, research the history of something obscure, or spend weeks teaching yourself a new skill simply because it fascinates you. While most people are content with surface-level answers, you want to know the why behind the why. This constant curiosity keeps your mind sharp and alive. If you've ever felt like your brain is always scanning for new connections and ideas, even when you're supposed to be relaxing, trust me, that's not normal. That's a high IQ trait that most people never experience. The second sign is your fast pattern recognition. One of the things I've noticed in truly intelligent people is how quickly they see patterns and connections that everyone else misses. It's like their brain runs on a faster processor. You might be looking at a messy situation at work, playing a complex game, or even watching people interact in a group, and suddenly the whole system clicks. You spot the hidden rules, the shortcuts, and the predictable outcomes long before anyone else even realizes there's a pattern there. This isn't just being quick. It's a deep ability to recognize structure in chaos. In everyday life, it shows up as learning a new video game's mechanics in minutes, understanding how people really think after one conversation, or foreseeing the consequences of a decision way ahead of time. Problems that feel overwhelming to others often feel almost simple to you because your mind naturally organizes information into patterns. If you've ever been the person who just gets it faster than everyone around you, that's not luck. That's high intelligence working in real time. The third sign is your strong self-reflection. Here's a trait that separates high IQ people from everyone else: the natural ability to step back and honestly observe their own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. They don't just react to life. They pause and ask themselves, why did I just do that? What was really going on inside my head? This level of self-awareness is rare and incredibly powerful. When they make a mistake, they don't rush to make excuses or blame others. Instead, they sit with the discomfort and genuinely try to learn from it. They treat their own mind like a system they're constantly debugging and improving. This reflection helps them catch their own biases, grow faster, and avoid repeating the same errors year after year. If you regularly find yourself analyzing your own reactions, even when it's uncomfortable, that's not overthinking. That's high intelligence at work, the ability to be both the thinker and the observer of your own thinking. This sign is an everyday burden. The fourth sign is your dislike for small talk. Let's be honest, if you have high IQ, small talk can feel mentally exhausting. Conversations about the weather, sports scores, or what everyone had for lunch often leave you feeling drained or bored. Your mind is wired for depth, so superficial chatter doesn't stimulate it the same way. Instead, you come alive when the conversation turns to real ideas, philosophy, human behavior, future possibilities, or how the world actually works. You might quietly check out of shallow talk or only truly enjoy speaking with a small group of people who get it. This isn't arrogance or being antisocial. It's simply that your brain craves complexity and meaning. If you've ever found yourself wishing a conversation would go deeper or felt relieved when it finally did, you're experiencing one of the classic signs of high intelligence. Now here's the tricky part. After you have established that you have a gifted mind, how do you use it? How do you keep from getting caught in a cycle of self-destructive tendencies? First, you need to turn that intelligence into a skill and create a strong discipline. Here's where a lot of smart people fall short. Intelligence by itself is just potential. The ones who actually succeed take that high IQ and deliberately turn it into real skills and unbreakable habits. They don't coast on being naturally smart. They use their brain to create systems, routines, and deliberate practice that transform knowledge into tangible advantage. For example, instead of just being good at math, they might teach themselves coding, investing, writing, or any high-value skill until it becomes a real superpower. They understand that raw talent without discipline is wasted. They build daily habits so their intelligence isn't scattered on procrastination or distractions. If you've ever felt frustrated that you're smart but not seeing the results you want in life, this is your reminder. Intelligence multiplied by discipline is the real game changer. Secondly, and most importantly, learn how to manage your time. Truly intelligent people learn not to waste their mental energy on small, trivial things. They focus their mind on high-leverage problems, the decisions and projects that actually move the needle in their life. They constantly ask themselves, what's the 20% of effort that will give me 80% of the results? Rather than overthinking every little daily decision, they direct their intelligence toward big, meaningful areas: career strategy, improving key relationships, optimizing their health, building wealth, or solving personal weaknesses. This focused approach is what separates people who are just smart from people who use their intelligence to build an extraordinary life. If you've ever felt like your brain works best when it's solving something important, that's high IQ working at its highest level. The last thing, and one to never forget, just because you have a gift does not mean you can stop listening to the world around you. Practice humility. And here's the most important point of all. The highest form of intelligence is knowing how much you still don't know. The smartest people I've observed stay humble. They admit when they're wrong, actively seek out people who are better than them in certain areas, and maintain a lifelong student mindset. They read books that challenge their views, surround themselves with people who make them feel slightly uncomfortable because they're smarter in some way, and never stop questioning their own assumptions. Arrogance is the fastest way to stop growing. True wisdom isn't about proving how smart you are, it's about staying curious, open, and always willing to improve. That's what turns raw high IQ into genuine, lasting intelligence. So there you have it, the 4 clearest signs of high IQ, and the 3 ways to actually make that intelligence work for you in real life. If you recognized yourself in any of those points, I want you to know something important. Having a high IQ is not a free pass to an easy life. It's a tool. And like any tool, it only becomes powerful when you learn how to use it with discipline, humility, and purpose. The smartest people I've ever known weren't the ones who bragged about their intelligence. They were the ones who stayed curious, stayed humble, and kept turning their mind toward things that actually mattered. So here's my challenge to you today. Take just one of these 7 points and apply it this week. Whether it's feeding your curiosity, practicing self-reflection, or focusing on a high-leverage problem, start using your mind more intentionally. Because intelligence without action is just potential, and you deserve to turn that potential into a life you're proud of. If this video resonated with you, drop a comment with the number of the point that hit you the hardest. Hit the like button if you want more content like this, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, your mind is your greatest asset. Use it wisely.